All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you got a good weekend. We are live. I'm Andrew. I don't want to work anymore. And we are trading the Nasdaq. And we are just a couple minutes, maybe a minute here before opening price. I'm super tired. I'm going to admit that right now. We have a long weekend here in Canada. So today I don't go to work, which is great. But also, I'm not in the routine. I was up late watching TV, and anyway, we're gonna struggle through this one this morning. We got opening price going up right now. This is our opening candle. We'll make that guy pink like usual. We have our midnight opening price. I am bearish today. We are really starting to roll over here in price after extending up quite a bit. So I'm looking to go up first and take out some levels here. We already took out equal highs. And reaching up into London overnight. We also have a new week opening gap right up here as well. So lots of buy side to go reach for this morning first before going lower into this big fair value gap here. So I think today's going to be a little bit flat, but we'll see. Raghav, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. How was your wedding on Friday? Nice. Good to hear. I spent the weekend up at the in-laws. It was my father-in-law's birthday, or it's going to be on Wednesday, I think, on the 22nd. Today's 19th. Something like that. Yeah, I spent most of it at the in-laws, sitting around drinking tea and coffee and having snacks and cake, and it was okay. It was good. I don't get to see my family very often because they live so far away, but it was still good. It was still good. What do we got going on? Yeah, I'm looking for a reversal first. I will trade my strategy, but mentally I am looking for a sweep of buy side before going lower. I think my strengths are looking for reversals. I catch them during the day a little bit easier, and I think I struggle with what happens in the morning on the open. I'm also looking at these Asia relatively equal highs, even though there is one that's quite higher than the other. Not quite higher, but for whatever reason, this is speaking to me this morning. To reach up in here. $21,308. We got our new week opening gap up here. Whoops. I'm just gonna remove that. New day opening gap around 21,398. 21,398. Yeah, so that'll be reaching up right into that new week opening gap. 21,398. Yeah, that's basically what I got. Just tapping into London there. Guess we gotta get ready to go long on this first presented fair value gap, even though I'm looking at 21,308. I don't know if we're ready to go all the way up into the new week opening gap. I'm almost thinking that for tomorrow, but it is right there. Okay, we're in on our first. What is this? Okay. We're long. Let's go. Still think I'm bearish for the day though. No, man, I've been gone all week. I've been so busy last week with work, and then I've been gone all weekend. I just got back last night. And then it's a rainy day today. I'm not working. I'm You're looking for Asia high? Okay. I've not worked on the strategy. But I'm going to. Today's a rainy day. Maybe I might work on it a little bit today, but I have plans to go work on my boat. Summer's just about here, and I need to be on my boat or I'm gonna go crazy. I don't know if we'll get up to Asia high, but 50% of this gap looks pretty easy. You took a second entry. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit close to my rules. I'm gonna wait for one more fair value gap here, or maybe if there's a rejection off of this one. Man, I want to really trade my strategy, which has just been pretty bad. I feel like it's got to turn around at some point here. So, and when it does, that's basically when I'll consider putting some live funds in. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then okay, I'm taking my second position now, and it's gonna go below here. First stop loss is going there. You're not allowed from Nepal. That is wild. Prop firms are the only way you can do it, right? When are you gonna move to? You said you were gonna move to Japan, right? That's when you can trade real funds. Only prop firms. I'm looking at 21,357 as a spot to get out. Damn, that's pretty soon. Oh, he's getting aggressive with a third entry. Ah, take profit. 21,357 was what I was looking at. No, it's not what I want. So I'm looking at just tapping into this fair value gap in Asia. I don't know if we'll take out Asia, but I'll be happy with this right about here. Just at the lower, just over top of this candle here on the 15-minute. So there we go. Got 2 TPs hit. And now I'll just wait for a reversal. I don't remember what this line was. Relatively equal highs up there. Make this green just to point out where my TP was. Are you nervous about moving? I've moved around quite a bit in my life, but not to another country. Yeah. I think it'd be great though. I think it's going to be totally fine. Wow. Yeah, man, I'm rooting for you. I left home and moved, I don't know, 3-4 provinces over when I was like 24. And then 5 years ago, I left that province and went even further west. And so we've been here now just about 5 years. And it's good. It's really good, stepping out and trying something new and going somewhere new. And it usually works out pretty good. So and rooting here for your Asia high. Yeah, that's fair. The language is going to be a hard one. That would be the scariest thing for sure for me. So this 357 was basically the midpoint of the new week opening gap. We're probably 2/3 of the way through it. I am now waiting for a market structure shift and a reversal in the opposite direction. I've been kind of backtesting. Any backtesting I've been doing is looking at that and practicing that and other things in the 2022 model, and also looking at the midnight opening price and the swings on that end, taking out liquidity, and then looking for these market structure shifts and turns. And learning how the inverted fair value gap doesn't work every time for that. And I think that's how I've been getting beat up, anticipating these reversals midday. I'm right that it's going to reverse, but when it does so is when I've been getting beat up. But waiting for the retest of that first fair value gap, that rejection downwards. So what I've been looking for, what do you look for? Liquidity session high, low, or previous day high and low? Honestly, I'm just looking at session highs and lows and any other obvious swing highs and lows and relatively equal highs and lows. So like that one day that I caught that reversal, what day was that? I'd have to go back and see when I sent you a message. Thursday. Which day is Thursday? Wednesday, May 14th. Thursday. Yeah, up here. So once we reached London, as soon as we swept London, I was looking for a reversal. Because there was nothing else to look back on. That was like basically the high. So every one of these IFVGs, especially during the lunch hours when I got beat up and I should have known better. You know, ICT says do not trade during the lunch hour, and I just kept on getting killed here, obviously after the morning session. So as soon as we swept here, I was looking, let's go to the 1 minute chart here. Monday, Friday, Thursday. Yeah, so as soon as we took London there, you know, I saw this FVG get taken here, the inverse. We did take the low out, but I didn't wait for it to break down and come back up. And so as soon as this candle closed down here, I was in, and that was obviously a loss. And so then we get up here and we get this, this one I guess could have been fair. I guess, oh no, wait, but there was no obvious low taken, right? There was no swing low taken. And so that was a loss. Probably jumped in early. There was no IFVG here. And I think I was trying to make something happen here. And then I was like, wait a second, it's lunchtime. Just wait. Be patient. And then so I just like, I think I maybe even shut the charts off, and then I waited until 1:30 or about 1 o'clock, and then I saw, you know, these guys start to drive up, and then once I saw this low get taken here on that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in, and I was looking at this fair value gap right here to get traded back into, but I know sometimes you don't get it doesn't always go all the way back in there. So I figured I'll take the high of this candle right here. And sure enough, that's how I got that like primo entry with next to zero drawdown, because I still had my stop all the way up here, but I didn't wait to come all the way in here. I figured this candle would be close enough just in case it didn't get to the top of this candle. That's all I did there. Was it lucky? Maybe. And then, and I swear I was just like listening to ICT talk about, you know, looking at a range and measuring out half of it. So I think I took a fib maybe from down here. No, that's not a fib. Where's my fib? There we go. So like right here, and I measured to the top, and he says, you know, look for the 50%. of this run up to get brought back down to, and sure enough it did, except I chickened out and took profits here, thinking I should have known we were coming down for these lows minimum, but you know, do I get time to trade PM session? You look for session high, low, previous day high, low, equal high and low. Yeah, same. Less so for previous day highs and lows. I think maybe when I get better and a little bit more experience, I'll start looking for those kind of objectives. I guess it depends on what time of day it is, but let's see here on the daily on this larger side. You know, I don't think we're gonna get up here. I don't think we want to. It really looks like on the daily that we're gonna maybe we are bullish this week. And we're gonna just tap lower into this fair value gap and then continue higher and flirt with this fair value gap later. But I feel like, you know, we're at the point here, like, are we gonna take, we're not gonna beat these highs. We gotta come back down. And so when are we coming back down? Is it this week or is it next week? And how far is the top here? 22,200. And we're at 21,400. So 600 points this week to the upside and then reversing. What do you think? Are we bullish this week? Look at this. Busting through the new week opening gap. Did you get stopped out? I feel like I should have traded my strategy this morning. I entered there. Stop loss goes below there. Second entry. Really should have gone here. Stop loss goes there. And then we would be putting a third one on just now. Like so. Add 3 points. Hmm. 956. Oh, this guy. Yeah. I see that. Okay, well, we've filled in the new week opening gap now. I'm gonna remove it since it's so large. I don't want it on my screen anymore. This 15 FVG. I didn't watch this go down on Friday, but it looked pretty interesting. How it just totally dropped off at the end of the day there. I was watching. I was looking for a reversal, but then I thought, you know what, it's been a good day. Just shut her down and be good with it. But this was after hours, looks like. Totally after hours. Yeah. Whoa, look at this gap up. What is going on? We have news? There's no news. This is on the 1 minute. What is happening here? Previous day, that's like previous week's highs. Reaching up for that. Let's see here. This fair value gap would have, man. I'm interested in Forex. Not going to do crypto. I can't see any patterns in crypto. I think we're starting to get extended here. Where's the news? What's going on? This is all Canadian news. This is just going straight up. What is the fib saying? From last week's highs to the London low here. Settings. Way past the 62. Way past the 75. Yeah, I'm waiting for a retracement. Whoops. Market structure shift. Retest, and then I want 50% of this back. Is what I'm going to look for now. The strategy would have been good to hold on to. Jeez. I will bring this stop to here now. Even higher. So where will we be? 51 plus 97. I think we're looking at 50% of this gap here. I'm going to take out these relatively equal highs just before Asia. Oh, we already did that. What is this pink line on my chart? Pardon me. Yeah, I say a reversal's got to be coming here. We're in that gap. Yeah, that's 50% of that fair value gap. Well, that's much cleaner, eh? On the mini versus the micro. And I think in the strategy now, seeing the bigger picture, I would totally just be it's so hard, right? Like I took profit here, but I just don't see this thing continuing higher to take out last week's highs. So it would make sense for this to be like the highest it can get for the day. If anything, close the first two positions and leave this one as a flyer, because it's bring this break even and then see if it'll go higher. Maybe not. It looks like it wants to keep going and make a double top, triple top up here. Man, it's just gonna keep going. The stop loss goes here now. Wow. It's gotta be running out of steam though. Yeah, I don't think I would ever take a fourth. There isn't many opportunities in the back testing that I've seen that you can put a fourth, and if you do, they're basically losers right away. I think this is going to turn around right here. This low is going to get taken, and then we're going to come down or consolidate. I don't know. Do we see super bullish on the daily? Guess we tapped in that fair value gap, but like, I don't know. Basically got out 100 points early. Well, let's see. Right, you would have dropped in here for the 4th. Your stop loss would go there. You'd have to look at the spreadsheet on the 3rd position. Yeah, I'm sure like this one could have got a 4th position on. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe a 4th here. Definitely, like even if you wanted to put a 4th here, the 4th would have been a loser, which would have eaten away at the 17 points that you did have. So you would have ended up with less there, I believe. Or more. Your stop loss could have been like 30, say 30 points. So you would have been worse off taking the 4th there. Same here. You would have been worse taking a 4th there. Worse off taking a 4th. Worse off taking a 4th. Maybe break even here. It has to be quite considerable. You might be able to discern a certain way. But this looks like what a rolling over market looks like. Let's have a look at some older data. Right, like here's like Friday. I think we can keep on going up maybe for the rest of the day, but you know, we're reaching, well, we're still in the morning. Let's look at some other mornings. This one's just chopped around. Made our high early, came down, just tracked slowly sideways after that. I think this might be what we're looking at right now. Kind of a straight up, coming back down. Track sideways, maybe continue higher. Yeah, I think adding the 4th is greedy. Unless it was a big news day. I think if it was a big news day and we're gonna like rip, you know, 4,000 or 1,000 points like we did last week on Monday, that's a different story. But you really have to be able to recognize those days when that's happening. It would have to be a news day. Like even on this one, it looks like it might be hard to even get 4 on, but you have to be able to time this. It's funny, I was waiting for this. I remember this day. I watched that whole run up. Yeah, that's the Thursday. No, that's not the day I'm thinking about. So yeah, your 4th would be stopped. 4th loss today. What's going on here? Where's my... There it is. Okay, I'm looking for a reversal in here now. I don't know, my 4th position showed a loss. Right? You don't act on the first one, so you'd be 1st, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then 4th. Yeah, 4th would have been up here. Stop loss would have been too low on the 4th. That's the way I see it. But, you know, you can act on the strategy whichever way you like, right? It's up for interpretation. Let's see here now. So we got 2 lows taken. How high are we going to allow this to trade up? What does this look like on the 5-minute? Stop loss is too big for me. I would say at 48 points. think I'm looking here, the bottom of this candle, to take a short if we can get up there. What is that? 21,417. Yeah, it's basically the midpoint of this gap on the 5-minute. Even better if we can get a fair value gap, a bullish fair value gap. And then I would enter on that one, no problem. You're bullish today. I still want 50% of this back. I'm not bullish to that extent today. The 915 candle. A little bit higher. Let's go. Come on. I took that short. TP 50%. 1 minute chart. 915. This guy took equal lows. So did you end up taking the first fair value gap then? The very first of the day? Or did you wait for this one? Is that what you're calculating your First presented fair value gap. First presented fair value gaps all the way down here. No, I'm just gonna go for 50% of the range. I think I'm gonna end the stream. $7:37. I don't know. I want some tea. I want to make some tea. You waited for the first presented fair value gap. Is that because you're concerned about the initial volatility in the morning? Because you were looking for longs as soon as this was swept here. And you just allow this to do what it's going to do. Okay. This is going to take a long time to play out. Let's see, is there any gaps in here? None whatsoever. Just wondering would it be safe to move my stop loss? Would it be like inverting this one here back down? Would it be safe then? Yeah, I need to show more patience, especially as we get later into the day. The volatility is high first thing, and then it just slows down. And I keep thinking I'm gonna go miss moves. I could have just really waited till we got up in here. But, you know, close above this fair value gap doesn't look good for me. But this is a long stream. And I'm actually getting more tired and tired looking at these candles. I'm gonna put some tea on. I'm gonna call it a day. I got my take profit set. We start moving down, I'll maybe add a second position into this and target that, but I want to put the kettle on. And thanks for showing up, guys. Everybody that's on there. Raghav, you guys have a good day. And we'll see you tomorrow. And then maybe Thursday and Friday, maybe I'll be on the stream, maybe I won't. But I'll be with my dad trading. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, peace out, guys.